we're kicking off with Roman Reigns, who kicked off Smackdown tonight, and the Tribal Chief's entrance was interrupted by none other than L.A. Knight. The megastar walked past the undisputed WWE Universal Champion without acknowledging him, much to the shock of Reigns and Paul Heyman. With Knight anxious to get the proceedings over with, he elected to sit at the head of the table as SmackDown GM Nick Aldis, who was there to mediate the contract signing, watched on. Once in the ring, the undisputed champion smiled, with smart comebacks, only to be roasted by the megastar, who took it a step further, referencing the cringy Suffering Succotash promo, leaving the wise man Paul Heyman stunned. To top it off, LA Knight scored a victory over Jimmy Uso in a highly competitive match that further established the idea that the megastar is a very real threat to dethrone Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel. Not only did the challenger embarrass the undisputed WWE Universal Champion during their contract signing, but he also took him out with the BFT to close the show. Ahead of the biggest match of his career, WWE went all in on Knight, and the veteran performer answered the call, shining brighter than any other superstar on a broadcast that he needed to. So what do you think? Will LA Knight dethrone Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel 2023? Sound off in the comments section below. More on Roman Reigns, as while the Tribal Chief working a reduced schedule is nothing new, he usually wrestles at WWE's traditional Big Four premium live events. However, as per a report from Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Reigns is not currently scheduled for the show in Rosemont's Allstate Arena, a notable move considering Survivor Series status as one of the traditional Big Four pay-per-view events in WWE. Reigns is set to defend his title at Crown Jewel in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on November 5th, and if plans don't change, then he won't wrestle on pay-per-view until his next scheduled bout at the 2024 Royal Rumble on January 27th. Aside from several house show matches, Reigns has only wrestled during PLE shows in 2023, with his last broadcast bout being his win over Jey Uso in the main event of SummerSlam in August, Reigns' 6th PLE showing of the year. Reigns is not the only big name that'll miss the big event, as Brock Lesnar is also not expected to return until the 2024 Royal Rumble or the TV leading up to it. It had been reported earlier this week that Lesnar was set to miss his first Saudi show in the form of Crown Jewel, and Meltzer says Lesnar taking a break between SummerSlam and the Rumble has been the plan for months and factored into the decision to have Lesnar put over Cody Rhodes clean in their SummerSlam match. What do you think about these two big names possibly missing a major pay-per-view? Sound off in the comments below. Now, prior to tonight's episode of WWE Smackdown, WWE announced that 16-time world champion John Cena will take on the Bloodline's Solo Sikoa at Crown Jewel Premium Live event on November 4th. Tonight on the Blue Brand, Cena addressed the fans. He thanked the fans for their overwhelming support over the past 20 years. Cena got rather emotional as he talked about the seriousness of this match. He even stated that this is a must-win situation for him. Cena was then interrupted by Paul Heyman, who said that Cena is no longer the greatest of all time in the ring, but he can be the greatest of all time on the microphone. Heyman stated that when Solo hits him with the spike, he won't be able to talk again. Just then, Solo Sikoa attacked Cena from behind. He hit the spinning Solo and followed it with the Samoan spike to end the segment. This was excellent promo work from Heyman, with some great character work from Cena, and a quality beatdown by Sikoa to earn himself some heat ahead of next Saturday afternoon's Crown Jewel event. It's been a while since John Cena has won a singles match in WWE, hence it'll be interesting to see if he'll be able to overcome Solo Sikoa at WWE Crown Jewel. Who do you think will emerge victorious at Crown Jewel? Sound off in the comments below. More from Smackdown now, as this week saw Bianca Belair cut a promo and announce that she would be challenging Io Sky for the Women's Championship at Crown Jewel next weekend. This came as a surprise to many fans, since Sky was one of the names not set to make the trip to Saudi Arabia, since she was being advertised for live events in the United States that weekend. Sky is still one of the names being advertised for the show in Rochester, New York on Saturday, November 4th. This is the same day as Crown Jewel, and even though it states that all cards are subject to change, it's clear that, much like Gunther, she was one of the champions the company hadn't booked for WWE Crown Jewel. It's unclear if the plan changed when Bianca Belair returned last week, since she's been able to push forward back into the title picture while looking for some revenge for the recent attack at the hands of Damage Control. It's unclear if Dakota Kai and Bayley will also travel to the Middle East. Do you think Io Sky will walk out victorious? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Now, the baddest woman on the planet seemingly hinted at retirement after losing to Shayna Baszler at SummerSlam, but that doesn't appear to be the case anymore. Ronda Rousey was spotted in the crowd during the Lucha Vavoom event in the Mayan Theater last night in Los Angeles, California. Rousey then opted to get in the ring and teamed up with Marina Shafir to take on AEW star Taya Valkyrie and former WWE superstar Brian Kendrick. Shafir and Rousey picked up the victory at the event last night. Rousey took to social media today to possibly promote another appearance outside of WWE. Ronda Rousey shared a post by Wrestling Revolver hyping their California debut on November 16th. Rousey noted that the timing of the event was convenient and included a thinking emoji in her post. Now, Karrion Kross is not scheduled for a match at WWE Crown Jewel 2023 next Saturday night, but has been making noise on social media as of late with cryptic messages. Kross's tenure on the main roster has left a lot to be desired so far, but there were recent rumors that the former NXT champion could be getting a push soon. According to BWI, or Boozer Wrestling's Private X account, the push for Karrion Kross will resume following Crown Jewel. Kross has not competed in a televised match since he lost to AJ Styles on the August 11th episode of WWE Smackdown. Karrion Kross still has a ton of potential, but simply hasn't put it together on the main roster so far. It'll be fascinating to see what the future holds for the veteran on WWE television. Do you think Karrion Kross has been underutilized by WWE so far? Would you like to see him return to NXT? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. More from Smackdown is under Bobby Lashley's guidance, the Street Profits, with their new theme music, maintained their upward trajectory last night by securing a victory over Carlito and Santos Escobar. However, the match was somewhat overshadowed by the involvement of Logan Paul. As United States Champion Rey Mysterio watched his LWO teammates backstage, Paul sucker punched him, drawing the attention of Carlito and Escobar. With the former being sent to check on the Hall of Famer, Escobar ultimately fell prey to the revelation as Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins earned another key victory in their development as heels. The match was well executed and served as a foundation for Escobar to grow increasingly frustrated and disheartened in his connection with his LWO colleagues. Guys, what do you think? Will Escobar play a role in Rey Mysterio and Logan Paul's United States Championship match at Crown Jewel? Sound off in the comments below. After a backstage confrontation with women's tag team champions Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, Shotzi battled Green in singles competition as ordered by general manager Nick Aldis. Despite a game effort from Green, it was Shotzi who took advantage of Green's overconfidence and pinned her for an upset victory. The match was a welcome change of pace in that it did not feature Charlotte Flair, Asuka, or Damage Control, or any mix therein. Shotzi does not get enough consistent television time, and there is no such thing as enough time for a personality as large as Green's. Putting them on the show and letting them build up equity with fans is exactly what WWE creatives should be doing. With that said, the fact that there were no stakes or any real rhyme or reason for this to take place outside of the chance backstage encounter means it was hard to get excited about or look forward to, much beyond the fact that both women were involved in a TV match. Smackdown also saw an encounter between Dragon Lee and Cedric Alexander, with Lee walking away with a win. That wraps up this week's Smackdown, folks. How'd you enjoy it? Please share your comments below. We also want to let you know that due to WWE superstars traveling to Riyadh next week, WWE has already pre-recorded next week's Smackdown. However, as per our viewers' requests, we will not be offering a review of the show or publishing any match results from that episode. Thank you for understanding. At the Dynamite Grand Slam on September 20th, Jon Moxley defended the AEW International title against Rey Fenix. While the company had reportedly planned for the 37-year-old to retain the title, things went a little sideways during the match when Moxley suffered a concussion, and the result had to be changed on the fly. Fenix won the AEW International Championship, and the former champion took a month of absence to recover from the health scare. While the former AEW World Champion made his return at the recent edition of AEW Collision, he still had sour memories of the incident. Speaking in a recent interview with The Messenger, Moxley revealed that he got concussed at the start of the match and felt like he was in outer space during the entirety of it. Moxley said, 30 seconds in and it sent me to outer space for like 10 minutes. The former Dean Ambrose said he gradually kept losing control of his body before realizing what had happened. He said, I just kept getting progressively more lost and couldn't figure out where the I was. Then I had this moment of clarity. Oh, I gotta get the out of here. Speaking in the same interview with The Messenger, Moxley proposed a system to detect concussions at the earliest. The former AEW World Champion said that an experienced wrestler and an experienced doctor with no knowledge of the creative aspect of the match should be present ringside during the matches, and advised that the doctor should call off the match immediately after observing any signs of concussion. The wrestling world is glad that nothing serious happened to Moxley, and AEW should be more careful about a few wrestling spots going forward. So what do you think of Mox's proposal? Sound off in the comments below. And we're ending with AEW, as AEW star Darby Allin appeared last week at Nitro Circus in Texas and attempted a daring tricycle backflip stunt where he crashed right onto his injured shoulder, and it is believed to be a fracture injury. Despite the injury, he once again appeared on October 26th Nitro Circus show in California and attempted the stunt again without wearing the sling, and successfully performed it. Wrestling fans on Twitter are questioning Tony Khan for allowing his wrestlers to participate in these dangerous acts while being injured, and it's high time some rules are brought in place, especially when it comes to the safety of the wrestlers.